Imagine a world where fashion never changes. No flashy brands, no seasonal trends, just simple clothes, hand-stitched with care. In the Amish communities, that's not imagination, it's reality. For generations, they've lived without modern fashion or technology, yet their clothes serve a greater purpose, one rooted in faith, modesty, and timeless tradition. But how do they do it? How do they make clothes without factories or machines? And what makes Amish clothing so unique? Today, we'll explore a world far removed from modern fashion, where every thread tells a story, and every stitch reflects a way of life that remains unchanged by time. Think about this. A world where fashion never changes. No trends. No designer brands. Just simple clothes. Hand-stitched. Passed down generation after generation. In the Amish world, this is how life is. Their clothes aren't about style. They're about tradition, about faith, and simplicity. It starts with choosing the fabric. Nothing too fancy, just plain cotton or wool. Strong, durable, practical. Colors? Muted tones: black, navy, brown. Bright colors are avoided. Why? Because for the Amish, modesty matters more than appearance. Then comes the stitching. No machines here, only hands. Base and needle and thread. Mothers teach their daughters. Fathers guide their sons. And when there's a wedding or a church event, sometimes the whole community comes together to help make clothes for the occasion. Every piece, every stitch is a symbol of who they are. Simple, humble, timeless. The process of making Amish clothes begins with choosing the fabric. Families select natural, durable materials like cotton, wool, or linen. These fabrics are simple and practical, designed to last through the seasons, yet soft and comfortable. The choice isn't based on current trends or what's popular, but on what serves their needs. Every piece of fabric feels like it's made to be part of daily life. Once the fabric is selected, the next step is cutting. Amish women often draw their own patterns by hand. The lines are carefully measured, ensuring that each piece fits perfectly. The act of cutting fabric is done with precision. It's a slow, thoughtful process. No corners are rushed, because every cut is important. The act of cutting fabric feels like a careful promise that this garment will be made with care. After cutting comes the stitching. Most Amish women sew by hand, and for many, this is a skill passed down from mother to daughter. The rhythmic sound of a needle going through the fabric creates a calm atmosphere in the home. It's not just about sewing, it's about creating something that will be worn with love day in and day out. The room is filled with the scent of fabric and the soft hum of conversation as mothers and daughters work side by side. It's a quiet yet productive space. Each stitch feels like an expression of love, patience, and tradition. As the clothes take shape, the community becomes involved. When a wedding or a church event is approaching, neighbors often come together to help. The clothing isn't just for the family, it's for everyone. Each person's hands contribute, weaving a deeper bond of unity. The act of making clothes is more than just a task. It's about sharing the work and coming together as a community, building something more than just garments. It's about weaving the fabric of life itself, one stitch at a time. The Amish approach to making clothes starts with simple, time-tested tools: a needle, thread, scissors, and sometimes a thimble. These tools may seem basic, but they're deeply symbolic, passed down through generations. Each tool carries its own story, adding a personal touch to every piece of clothing made. It's about connection to the past, to tradition, and the belief in the lasting value of simplicity. Mothers are central to this process, guiding their daughters from a young age. They don't just teach sewing skills, they impart a sense of purpose behind every stitch. The lesson is about patience, precision, and care. It's not just about making clothes, it's about creating garments that will be worn for years, holding memories within their fibers. Each piece is a product of love, passed down not just through fabric, but through generations of knowledge. As daughters grow, they take on more responsibility. They're not just learning how to sew, they're learning the importance of dedication and craftsmanship. Hours are spent sewing by hand with no rush to finish. Each stitch is a quiet promise that the garment will serve its purpose with care and longevity. The process is woven with stories, songs, and moments of connection, creating a shared experience as each family member contributes. The clothes made within this tradition are more than just items of clothing, they are symbols of unity, of community. Each stitch, each contribution serves a greater purpose to bind the community together, to weave relationships as much as fabric. In an Amish home, each family member has a unique role. The father's role is crucial, but he isn't always directly involved in the sewing itself. Instead, he ensures that the home is ready. He'll take care of preparing the space, making sure it's warm and comfortable for the family to work in. He's often busy ensuring that everything is in order before the sewing starts. The mother, on the other hand, is at the center of it all. She organizes the tasks. She guides the children, showing them how to help, whether by cutting the fabric, threading the needle, or learning to stitch. The mother's hands are always busy, but her presence is a source of comfort and direction for the entire family. As for the children, they're also involved. The older ones may help with sewing, while the younger ones might assist with preparing materials. Everyone has a part, small or large, and each role contributes to the harmony of the task. Through it all, this teamwork creates a strong family bond. Each member's contribution ties them closer to the tradition, to each other, and to the Amish way of life. In Amish communities, the contributions of extended family and neighbors are invaluable. When it comes to making clothes, it's not just the immediate family involved, it's a community effort. Relatives such as aunts, uncles, and cousins often lend their hands when needed, offering their skills and support. Aunts may assist with sewing, while cousins might help cut the fabric or organize the materials. This shared labor strengthens their connection, making the act of creating clothes a communal celebration. The neighbors play an equally important role. They help with tasks like cooking meals or taking care of the younger children so that the others can focus on the work. There is no sense of individualism. Everyone contributes, ensuring the task is completed efficiently and with care. This tradition of communal support helps reinforce the values of unity and cooperation that are at the heart of Amish life. It's not just about making clothes, it's about coming together to create something meaningful, passing down knowledge and preserving the Amish way of life. And the roles each family member plays in the Amish clothing making process have a profound impact, both emotionally and physically. The shared effort brings a deep sense of unity. Everyone feels connected to the task and to one another. As the father ensures the home environment remains comfortable and welcoming, the mother can focus on organizing and guiding the work. The children, though small, feel proud of their contributions, knowing they are part of something much bigger than themselves. The community's involvement further strengthens this bond, creating an environment that's full of support and mutual care. This collective experience fosters not only a sense of accomplishment, but also reinforces the values of cooperation, love, and tradition, making each piece of clothing a reflection of the family and community's shared commitment. Amish communities, while deeply rooted in their traditions, do recognize that some modern adaptations can be beneficial. Though they avoid the everyday use of technology, there are instances where practical changes have been embraced. For instance, during home births, Amish families sometimes choose to use basic monitoring equipment. This equipment tracks vital signs and ensures that the birth process is going smoothly. In addition, many Amish communities now have emergency transport plans in place. This ensures that, should complications arise, there's a clear path for medical intervention. These adaptations reflect a balance between tradition and safety, where the Amish strive to preserve their way of life but also make allowances for necessary improvements. The Amish have long thrived by maintaining a delicate balance between tradition and practicality, especially in their approach to clothing and the tools used to create them. While sewing by hand and crafting their clothes from natural materials remains a revered practice, some Amish communities have made subtle adjustments. For example, while traditional sewing machines are avoided, some families have begun using manual foot-powered machines to speed up the process. These machines still adhere to the principles of craftsmanship, but they offer efficiency and durability that wouldn't be achievable with only hand sewing. Similarly, many Amish now use basic modern tools like scissors and thread that are sourced locally, ensuring practicality while preserving their commitment to modesty and simplicity. These adaptations don't replace their core values, they simply make the process more efficient, maintaining the traditional Amish way of creating clothing while ensuring functionality and quality. It's about finding a balance, using just enough modern tools to preserve the values of hard work and simplicity while keeping true to the Amish lifestyle. These changes, though small, are significant because they show the Amish are willing to embrace thoughtful progress. The Amish way of life isn't about rejecting change, but about making choices that align with their values and family-oriented culture. The integration of modern tools, when necessary, is seen as a way to protect their loved ones. At the heart of these decisions is the commitment to maintaining the peace and simplicity that their lifestyle values so deeply. These adaptations don't compromise their way of life, they simply ensure that they can continue to live it safely and thoughtfully, staying true to their roots while adapting when needed. In a fast-paced world, where trends come and go in the blink of an eye, the Amish way of life stands as a powerful reminder of the value of tradition, community, and the wisdom passed down through generations. The process of making clothes without modern fashion trends isn't simply about rejecting technology, it's about creating something meaningful with one's own hands, grounded in the values that hold families and communities together. By focusing on craftsmanship, utility, and modesty, the Amish show us that true beauty doesn't lie in what's fashionable, but in what's thoughtfully made with love and purpose. The practice of making clothes by hand or within the community isn't just a skill, it's an expression of a deeply rooted commitment to simplicity and a life closely connected to one's heritage. It teaches us that sometimes the most fulfilling experiences aren't the ones shaped by the latest trends, but by the ones that allow us to slow down, appreciate craftsmanship, and find meaning in the ordinary.